Tonight, our coverage begins in Con Tien, South Vietnam.
Roger. 81 should be able to see that as well, isn't it, Wave? Let's get them on there. Over. Hey, look, can't get a grid out of birds. Okay, look, here are the two tacks. You see them?
Yes, sir.
You see where that smoke is?
Sure.
The smoke landed about 300 meters, right where that big tree is out there. 300 to 400 meters. Southeast of the town. Okay,
U.S. General William Westmoreland calls it the greatest concentration of conventional firepower in history. At Con Tien, Marine support pounds the enemy in waves. From Dong Ha, Cam Lo, and the corners of what Marines call Leatherneck Square, U.S. artillery fire, 10 times heavier than the enemy's, thunders without pause. At Camp Carroll alone, the big guns send as many as 10,000 shells a day arcing over the heads of villagers into the Demilitarized Zone. Overhead, B-52 bombers strike from bases in Thailand, hammering targets with tons of explosives. Yet, the North Vietnamese endure. Their artillery, hidden deep in caves and tunnels, rolls in and out with speed. Only a direct hit silences their guns, and at Con Tien, there has been no silence.
I think we're just occupying ground and losing too many men. I'm losing too many men. If we were to stay here too much longer, we wouldn't have much left of this platoon, let alone the company. I see, what, about 3-4 people get it a day. Not real bad, but enough to be medevac. Cut my platoon down. 7 months up here, one battalion ain't gonna have much left if that's part of war. That'll rotate a little more, I think. Send us back where we can get new men and train them. See, we're getting new men out here. They coming out, well, what you might call green, and then they don't know really how to act.
The outpost story began last May when it was little more than a clearing cruise project. South Vietnamese irregulars with a few U.S. Special Forces advisors scraping shallow trenches on a green hilltop. On May 9th, the position was tested. At 2 in the morning, North Vietnamese regulars stormed the hill. By daylight, burning tanks and shattered carriers marked the battlefield. 200 enemy soldiers lay dead, 12 more were captured. But the cost to the Marines was steep. 124 wounded, 44 killed. All of the dead were Marines, the first of many who would fall here.
Okay, keep your head down. Take it easy, Red.
What happened to your squad?
They was hit. Most of them was hit by shrapnel, and there was medevac.
Well, tell me, you came here at full strength?
I had 13 men when I came.
And it's 4 days later now, and how many are still here?
6.
From that point, the Marines took control. They fortified Con Tien with bunkers, dugouts, and gun pits. Through the summer, the tempo steadied. Convoys from Da Nang funneled supplies north. 1,000 men rotated through the hill. Weapons were cleaned, trenches maintained, and for a brief time, there was a routine. September brought change.
100. Start from 680100. 680100.
Enemy probes turned into barrages, culminating in the heaviest artillery bombardments of the war.
The really depressing part about it is, like, there isn't really much you can do, you know what I mean? You see the rounds come in, you see your buddies get blown away and wounded and stuff like that.
Well, I can't say that I'm scared stiff, but I'm scared. I mean, after a while, you know it's going to come, and you can't do nothing about it. And you just look to God. It's about the only thing you can do.
Now, Marines patrol the wire under constant threat of ambush. Reinforcements have tripled the number of men at Con Tien. More battalions wait nearby, ready to respond.
The rifles have been jamming, the mud's been, has slowed everything down, and the artillery comes in everywhere, and it just gets pretty futile and frustrating sometimes.
Commanders estimate that any enemy attempt to overrun the hill could cost North Vietnam between 5,000 and 10,000 casualties. They tried something like it only once before, at Dien Bien Phu in 1954, and it was their final victory. This time, American forces could lose Con Tien and still return with more men to retake it. But for now, the enemy seems content to shell the outpost.
Emergency medevac, ASAP. Top priority. All right, somebody take time.
The Marines rarely push deep into the DMZ anymore. There are not enough regiments to guarantee victory. Instead, they stay close to base, fighting a war that increasingly resembles a conventional front. Veterans of Con Tien may one day speak of it as proudly as those who endured the chosen reservoir. But for the daily reality, it is a brutal artillery duel.
They have attempted to make it appear that they are winning a military victory. Their target is American public opinion. They had hoped that by inflicting these casualties, it being fully understood by them that the casualties inflicted upon their ranks were unknown to us, that they would achieve their psychological victory. And this is the only way they can conceivably win this war.
So you're saying this is a political and psychological tactic used by the enemy?
Precisely. Their objective is political and psychological. It is designed to weaken the will of the American people, to make it appear in American and public and world opinion that they are stronger than they are in fact, and to discourage our resolve.
In Washington, the president insists on staying. In a recent speech, Lyndon Johnson called the Marines at the DMZ the real peacekeepers. A defeat or even a withdrawal at Con Tien could be politically disastrous. But firepower alone has not broken the enemy, and few believe the president would risk ordering American troops into North Vietnam. Such a move would almost certainly draw sharp reactions from Moscow and Peking. Meanwhile, the Marines face another enemy, the weather. The fall monsoon rains have begun and will last until February, grounding aircraft and denying the men much-needed air support. For them, life on the hill is reduced to waiting out the shells, trudging through the mud, and enduring a battle that offers no relief.
If I live 100 years, I'll just never, ever be able to tell the story the way it really happened. These young kids who, you just run up to them, and when we were all boxed in, they were all around, and they were all over our perimeter, and we're throwing grenades, and I got pretty close, and just run up to one of these kids and say, Marine, we're going to get out of here, aren't we? And the kid look up to you and say, you're damn right we are, Skipper.
This is Todd Pike with the Marines at Con Tien.